No, not yet.
All right. Let's see. We got resolution 2025-27.
Resolution 2025-27. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Apopka, Florida, adopting a non-ad valorem tax assessment roll for Poncan Reserve Development Street Lighting District, providing for direction to the Finance Director for certification and transmission of the assessment roll to the Orange County Tax Collector, providing for an effective date.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Vladimir Simonovsky, Public Works Director. We're presenting in front of you tonight 5 individual resolutions related to the imposing the uniform method of collections for the non-ad valorem special assessment levied within the street lighting district. The first one is resolution number 2025-27. Resolution number 2025-27 provides for the establishment of the non-ad valorem rate on real property within the Poncan Reserve Street Lighting District on an annual basis as authorized by Section 197.3632 Florida Statute as amended. The funds assessed are solely for the benefits of the property owners within the district and shall be placed in a trust fund for the monthly cost of providing for street lighting for the development. Our request is to accept Resolution 2025-27, imposing the uniform method of collections for non-ad valorem special assessment levied within the Poncan Reserve Street Lighting District.
Any questions for Vlad? Anybody from the public wish to speak on this matter? Not, look for a motion to approve resolution 2025-27.
So
Got a
moved.
motion by Commissioner Smith, second by Commissioner Velasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries unanimously. Resolution 2025-28.
Resolution 2025-28. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Apopka, Florida, adopting a non-ad valorem tax assessment roll for Hammock at Rock Springs Development Street Light District, providing directions to the Finance Director for certification and transmission of the assessment roll to the Orange County Tax Collector, and providing for an effective date.
Again, resolution number 2025-28 provides for the establishment of the non-ad valorem rate on real property within the Hammock at Rock Springs Streets Lighting District on an annual basis as authorized by Section 197.3632 Florida Statute as amended. The funds assessed are solely for the benefits of the property owners within the district and shall be placed in trust fund for the monthly cost of providing for street lighting for the development. Our request is to accept Resolution 2025-28.
Any questions for Vlad? Anybody from the public wish to speak on this matter? If not, look for a motion to approve resolution 2025-28.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Velasquez,
Second.
second by Commissioner Nesta. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries unanimously. Next up, resolution 2025-29.
Resolution 2025-29. A resolution of the City of Apopka, Florida, adopting a non-ad valorem assessment roll for residences at Emerson Park Development Street Lighting District, providing direction to the Finance Director for certification and transmission of the assessment roll to the Orange County Tax Collector, and providing for an effective date.
Resolution number 2025-29 provides for the establishment of the non-ad valorem rate on real property within the residences at Emerson Park Streets Lighting District on an annual basis as authorized by Section 197.3632 Florida Statute as amended. The funds assessed are solely for the benefits of the property owners within the district and shall be placed in trust fund for the monthly cost of providing for street lighting for the development. Our request is to accept Resolution 2025-29.
Any questions for Vlad? Anybody from the public wish to speak on this one? If not, we'll close the public hearing. Look for a motion to approve resolution 2025-29.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Nesta, second by Commissioner Smith. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next up, resolution 2025-30.
Resolution 2025-30. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Apopka, Florida, adopting a non-ad valorem tax assessment roll for Crossroads at Kelly Park Development, part of the West Kelly Park Street Lighting District, providing direction to the Finance Director for certification and transmission of the assessment roll to the Orange County Tax Collector, and providing for an effective date.
Resolution number 2025-30 provides for the establishment of the no ad valorem rate on real property within the crossroads at Kelly Park development, part of the West Kelly Park Street Sliding District, on an annual basis as authorized by Section 197.3632 Florida statute as amended. The funds assessed are solely for the benefits of the property owners within the district and shall be placed in a trust fund for the monthly cost of providing for street lighting for the development. Our request is to accept Resolution 2025-30.
Any questions for Vlad? Anybody from the public wish to speak on this matter? If not, close the public hearing. Look for a motion to approve resolution 2025-30. Got a motion by Commissioner Smith,
Second.
second by Commissioner Velasquez. All those in favor? All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next up, resolution 2025-31.
Resolution 2025-31. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Apopka, Florida, adopting a non-ad valorem tax assessment roll for Wild Oaks Development, part of the West Kelly Park Street Lighting District, providing direction to the Finance Director for certification and transmission of the assessment roll to the Orange County Tax Collector, and providing for an effective date.
Resolution number 2025-31 provides for the establishment of the no ad valorem rate on real property within the Wild Oaks development, which is part of the West Kelly Park Street Lighting District, on an annual basis as authorized by Section 197.3632 Florida statute as amended. The funds assessed are solely for the benefits of the property owners within the district and shall be placed in a trust fund for the monthly cost of providing for street lighting for the development. Our request is to accept Resolution 2025-31.
Any questions for Vlad? Anybody from the public wish to speak on this one? If not, we'll close the public hearing. Look for a motion to approve resolution 2025-31.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Velasquez,
Second.
second by Commissioner Nesta. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next up, resolution 2025-39.
Resolution 2025-39. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Apopka, Florida, establishing a schedule of fees to provide funding for a stormwater utility program, adopting the non-ad valorem assessment roll, and providing for an effective date.
Resolution number 2025-39 provides for the increase of the non-ad valorem rate on real property within the municipal boundaries of the City of Apopka on an annual basis according to Section 197.3632 Florida statute as amended. The city conducted an independent study of the stormwater utility, and based upon that study, it is recommended that the utility rates be adjusted for the operational and capital needs associated with the utility. A public hearing notice was advertised in the local newspaper as well as the city website, notifying the public of the increase in the non-ad valorem assessment. Also, notice of the new rates for each property has been noticed on the Truth in Millage Notice, also known as TREAM, sent to the property owners by Orange County. Our request is to accept the first reading of Resolution 2025-39 and hold over for second reading.
Just one
Oh,
reading.
this is one reading.
It's another resolution. Yep. Okay. All right. Any questions for Vlad on the stormwater?
Yeah.
Anybody from the public wish to speak on this one? If not, we'll close the public hearing. Look for a motion to approve resolution 2025-39. Got a motion by Commissioner Smith,
Second.
second by Commissioner Nesta. All those in favor? Aye. All,
Nate?
so is it you're against it? Okay. So got a motion and a second, and it was 4-1 with Commissioner Anderson in opposition. Next up,
Mr. Mayor, I know I realize it's 9:30. We're trying to work through
Right.
the changes with the utility, the water fee adjustment requested. Could we have like 5 minutes to talk with?
I know we got it's
Because we wanna-
timing. It's
We want to make sure that we don't have a misstep here on the budget.
Trim
5
process.
minutes.
yeah. Well, I know it's yeah.
Mhm. So we want a 5-minute break
Yep.
to discuss some of the
Take a
data.
5-minute break real quick.
Thank you.
Yep, yep.
Oh, Sean.
Okay, Ms. Blanche.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right. So
What,
the
or rather, why don't you start out, kind of tell us what we were.
Yeah, just to kind of recap, apologize for the extra break there at the current time. What we were discussing with the changes requested by, or the potential changes requested by Commission earlier in the utility water rate fees, we wanted to make sure that the timeline, there's very specific timelines for adopting a tentative budget, a final budget, and then setting the fees, and there's notices involved. So we wanted to make sure that we had all the timelines in order. We have the special meeting for the rates next week. So we are going to move forward with a tentative budget now uh, to request adoption of that. Blanche will go through that presentation now. We'll have the meeting next week for the rate discussion, and then we'll come back on the 17th for a final budget and final rate.
okay.
Thanks,
So,
Blanche.
so the first item is the announce and adopt the tentative millage rate. And the proposed rate is the 4.4376, which is 0.52 increase over the rollback rate of 4.4146. And if you like, I can go through the budget presentation here and explain how we got to that point.
But it's 0.25 mils
Reduction.
below, right?
Yes, it's a
Yes.
0.25 reduction.
Okay.
So
This-
the proposed tentative budget by fund in regards to revenue is the 214,569. In regards to expenditures, the 235, 418, 823. Net change in reserves is 20.9 million. In regards to the general fund, because this is where the millage is impacted, this is the proposed tentative budget for the general fund, looking at 108, 611, 697. This does not include any of the changes that we'll be discussing later. Some of the pending items that was discussed at the various workshops and communications after then pertain to items that we wanted to consider in this tentative budget is in-house cost benefit analysis for the city attorney, the BTR program, commissioner's travel, commissioner's salary adjustment, the neighborhood restoration program, Tiger Bay membership, park holiday decorations for Alonzo Williams, spring orchestra concert, community events and partner events being broken out, Camp Weewa, additional parking at Alonzo Williams Park, additional lighting in the chamber parking lot, upgrade to the council chambers, public service reorganization. Those are the items that was discussed at the previous workshops and meeting. Other items that have come forth after that that we need to consider is the matching funds for the Apopka Complete Street Program. That's the widening of that Apopka Road. We did have some dispatch service revenue coming in from the city of Maitland that we originally anticipated that we were not going to receive. They decided to continue the program, so I'm requesting to incorporate that funding. We're increasing the Camp Weewa rental of city property income as well based on current trends. And as I just mentioned, the current ad valorem taxes millage rate reduction of 0.25. The details behind that in regards to the in-house cost benefit analysis for the city attorney, what we have incorporated in the budget is the salary and wages for in-house attorney and the professional services associated with the external services provided by Shepherd and Hand, that firm. And is about 470. We have both of these amounts incorporated in the budget. This allows you the opportunity to make the decision throughout the year or whether you want to continue down that path with an outside attorney or you want to hire an in-house attorney. Communications or comments have been made that if you do choose to hire an in-house attorney, you probably will still need some funds for outside attorney because primarily the one attorney cannot support us with everything that we need. I don't know if there's any questions on that one.
Well, I did express that this being a pre-election year would be unfair to go out and get an in-house attorney, and then for whatever reason, after March, that attorney may be let go and say, oh, my mic, okay. The concern that I had expressed was that being that this is a pre-election year and we're kind of getting closer to March, that that decision for an in-house attorney or continue with the the attorney that we have now would probably be best for after the next election.
Understand. Okay, next item, the BTR program sunsetting, pending council approval. The council decided not to sunset the BTR program at the previous council meeting. Commissioners travel at 9,000 and training at 5,992. To move that to the city administrator's budget and add additional funds for travel and training. So we did do that, and we added additional $4,000 for travel and per diem. The commissioner's salary adjustment, that was research being done, basis of per the ordinance and methodology. City staff is still preparing that information. I think they're gonna have a workshop
We're having the workshop October 15th.
October 15th. The neighborhood restoration program in the amount of 25,000, we have removed that item from the budget. Tiger Bay membership, we have removed that item from the budget. Park holiday decorations for Alonzo Williams, we add the 25,000. The spring orchestra concert, we add the 30,000. And the community events of 118,000 and annual holiday events of 75,000 and the partner program of 14,000. We've kind of broken that out by the various events under those programs. So the annual city holiday events totaling 167,000 are the events as listed. And the annual signature events of 20,500 are the events as listed. And the community and cultural event grant program at 75,000. The Camp Weewa, in regards to the revenues and expenditures, we provided that information via email on August 7th at 2025. In regards to the marketing plan for Camp Weewa, we added $10,000 to the budget for that. Additional parking at Alonzo Williams Park, $106,000 for that. Additional lighting at the IT, the old chamber parking lot, about $8,000 for 2 lights. Upgrade to the council chambers for $70,000 for additional speakers and mics. And for the public services reorg at this time, the impact is basically no impact until I continue to evaluate the changes. The matching funds for Ocoee Apopka Complete Streets Program, we're transferring the funds from the Golden Gym Road reconstruction of $5 million to that particular program to support that match with additional funds for contingency purposes. In the dispatch services that I just mentioned from the city of Maitland, we're adding that revenue back for about $384,664. And Camp Weewa rental of city property, we add an additional $20,000 to that revenue stream. And the current ad valorem taxes and the millage rate reduction of 0.25 that would reduce that ad valorem tax funding by $1,952,875. So if there's no questions on these items, I'm going to go to the impact. As you know, the general fund is one of our healthiest funds. We do have a surplus in regards to the general fund. We do exceed that 25% policy requirement in regards to reserves. This reduction will still allow us to exceed that 25% requirement at least by $3 million. So some of the previous steps that we've taken, we've set the proposed rollback rate and millage rate on July 9th. We had a budget workshop for the proposed rate increases on July 17th. Submission of the trim information on August 1st. Notification of the rate increases to customers went out on August 1st. And today we're here for the first budget hearing. This is the proposed decrease in the millage rate of it, which is 8.1%, 14.1, I apologize. And that's the 1.952875. So the proposal before you right now is to reduce the millage rate to the proposed rate of 4.4376.
All right. Any questions for Blanche?
Well, we each all had discussions with you, and being that we're raising all the water fees and sanitation fees and everything, this is sort of giving back a little bit to the taxpayers.
Correct.
And we still will have, and I did put it down. You did give me a number of what that reduction would. You said it would still be $3 million over the
Correct.
the reserves, the surplus for the reserves.
Correct.
Any other questions for Blanche? So I don't know if we've done any of the calculations, but I guess for a $300,000 house, it'd be about $60.
In regards to the reduction,
Something
I
close to that.
guess. Yeah. You, yes, so. I don't have anything up here to do a calculation.
Yeah, I know.
No, yeah. But I mean, the reduction does help. I get the objective,
Well,
as you just mentioned.
I can assure you, there's nobody else in Central Florida is reducing their rates.
Exactly.
That I can. I maybe take that back. The only people are reducing are maybe the ones that are adding a fire fee to it. But
Yeah.
I can assure you, our ad valorem, we're the only ones going down in that rate. So I think, for as much as people are angry with us about water and the sanitation, the thing is, I always say is utility rates. Yes, you can't control everything, but you can control some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Property taxes, there's no control. You have nothing. You can't save property taxes. So what we're doing here affects everybody. Everybody's going to get a break. Whereas utility rates, you can do things to your house to make it more efficient, so you use less water. Which equates to less wastewater. So
Yeah.
I think this is, to me, if we're going to try to help our residents, this is a fairer way of helping than reducing the water rates.
Correct.
Everything else being equal. But,
What are we waiting for?
just everybody's
Public comment?
I
All
guess
right,
we're numb or what?
I don't know. I don't know.
So the answer is yes. So the question is everybody comfortable then with the rate that we've presented, which is the 4.4376 rate? If that's the case, then I've got to read my, I guess, Susan.
Public comment first or no?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, I think we've about run them all off, but Rod Olson hung in here.
He's retired.
He's retired.
I don't know, maybe there's better ways to spend the time. Rod Olson, 3156 Rolling Hills Lane. I have never seen anything like I've seen the last 3 years where I've attended these meetings. Well, much more than that. I've been since the 2019. I've been a regular at the meetings, as you know. We have I have budgeting experience, 47 years in business, 10 years at Michigan State University, and 37 years at a variety of healthcare operations. Also, during my career, or my livelihood up to my retirement now, I've served on 10 boards, including church boards, non-for-profit, a search and rescue firm company out of North Carolina, and HOAs. And I've never seen anything like this. You cannot put an accurate budget together without a 5-year side by side laying out like each other so you can see exactly where the trends are, where things are moving or not. This budget, again, falls somewhere between a swag, wing and a prayer, and garbage in, garbage out. Every meeting you move money, and you move money because it wasn't budgeted properly. In 47 years of budgeting, the only exceptions we had, I think maybe I can count on one hand, other than weather, a national disaster, hurricane, tornado takes out part of a wing of building, you have a fire. Other than that, we didn't have that. Every month I've suggested that we should have a committee. We had a lot of wonderful citizens with a lot of experience in budgeting and financing should be looking at it. What tells me that you guys don't want to share that. I've offered it the last 3 years because you don't want us to know how it's really working. You should have monthly P&L reviews like every company does. Every company has a different system. Some it's a certain percentage, some of it's a dollar amount. And every department has to account for why I'm over, why I'm under, what's the plan to correct it, what's the time frame to correct it, and move on from there. You don't do any of that. This rate could be anything. And it's sad to think that you sit there. You haven't put the work on the front end. You haven't had the information on the front end to do the job right.
Anybody else? All right.
Mayor, I would want to share one additional thing. I was going to do it with the tentative budget, but on here, we did provide some details here that allows you to go in our OpenGov system and see the trends for 22, 23, and 24, and 25 adopted and 26 tentative budget proposed. So that is a link that is available within the agenda as well as through this PowerPoint.
So that's available for
Yes,
all
sir.
the residents.
Yeah, you have copies in your books. Well, I got your books right now. I apologize because this meeting happened. So, but yeah, I do have books for you. I apologize for that. I can get up for you.
Okay. All right. Susan, you need to read the. I'll read it. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Okay.
Go ahead.
Mayor, we need to make sure we have a motion and a vote.
So I've got. Okay. So I announce and adopt the tentative millage rate 4.4376, which is a 0.52% increase over the rollback rate of 4.4146. In accordance with the truth and millage trim compliance requirements as set forth in Chapter 200 of Florida statutes, the city must set the proposed millage rate and advise the property appraiser of the proposed millage rate, rollback rate, date, time, and place of the tentative budget hearing. The tentative millage rate is hereby set at 4.4376, which represents a 0.52% increase over the rollback millage rate of 4.4146. A mill is the tax rate for each $1,000 of taxable property value.
Correct.
Mayor, sorry for a technical point. We do need to have a motion, second, and a vote on the record
Oh, we didn't do a motion or a second.
for that,
Right.
to set that rate.
That's what you're asking for now, right?
Right. Yes. I read it. Now we
He has to read that
motion
after.
You
to.
have to read it after the motion.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, I read it after the motion.
You have to read it
Okay.
after
All
the
right.
motion and vote. Yeah.
All right. So looking for motion.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Smith,
Second.
Second by Commissioner Velasquez. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, in accordance with the truth and millage trim compliance requirements as set forth in Chapter 200 of Florida statutes, the city must set the proposed millage rate and advise the property appraiser of the proposed millage rate, rollback rate, date, time, and place of the tentative budget hearing. The tentative millage rate is hereby set at 4.4376, which represents a 0.52% increase over the rollback millage rate of 4.4146. A mill is the tax rate for each $1,000 of taxable property value.
Good. All right.
Okay.
So the next, we're going to the next one.
And before we jump into that one, and Mr. Hand, I just want to reference you, and just for the record, at a previous meeting, Attorney Shepard had advised that I may have a perceived conflict of interest on the budget itself. So based on his counsel, I'll be recusing myself from the budget vote. So I will just need the documentation for the recusal, either tonight or tomorrow. If you have it on you, great. And I'll leave the room, and if I can come back in, if somebody can get me for that, just to make sure.
Right. And you have to state the reason for the recusal. I don't know if that was made before.
Well, Attorney Shepard had said that there was for nonprofit funding, things of that, any type of perceived conflicts there. Thank you.
Makes no sense.
I'm confused. Did we put something in the budget? Or which? I'm confused. Did you say which nonprofit?
No, he didn't.
Can we go?
That didn't make any
That didn't make any
sense.
sense. We're confused.
Andrew, I don't. How can that? It doesn't. If he's got a conflict, he needs what to say with the conflict. You can't just say,
It's which nonprofit?
yeah. I mean, that
We
doesn't
need to
make
know
any sense.
Which nonprofit? Because I had to identify what was the conflict in which company.
Yeah.
So which nonprofit? But I don't know why you wouldn't state on the record what the nonprofit is. I mean, someone that likes transparency and speaks transparency. I think you need to be transparent to the residents on which nonprofit
Yeah.
that you're recusing yourself from voting for. Definitely the king of transparency. So I'm asking that he come back in the room and actually tell us which nonprofit that he's recusing himself from. I guess I can do it.
Oh, wait a minute. No, you don't need to do it. But let me. I'm waiting on Andrew to.
Is this for
You
the
have to.
tentative?
You have
the
to
tentative?
announce
But he has to
your-
announce which nonprofit.
Yeah, you can't.
He just said a non. Well, initially he didn't want to announce anything. He just said it was a budget item. Wasn't
It
no
was
transparency. We don't know because it was very vague, and then walked out.
I don't know.
But
Makes no sense.
it makes no sense
So,
unless you're hiding something.
no. Wait a minute. So, it's a 4-2.
We don't know because he just walked out instead of nonprofit.
Wanted to pull up the exact portion of the statute so I could read it to you. Such public officer, in the case of potential conflict, shall, prior to the vote being taken, publicly state to the assembly the nature of the officer's interest in the matter from which he or she is abstaining from voting, and then file, of course, the memorandum of disclosure.
Could you read
Yeah,
on the mic?
Andrew, can you? Yeah, please.
Sure, no problem. A public officer shall, prior to the vote being taken, publicly state to the assembly the nature of the officer's interest in the matter from which he or she is abstaining from voting. And then, of course, they have the 15 days to file the memorandum with the Commission on Ethics.
But the whole point is that just which makes no sense.
I don't understand the.
I mean, either
Lack of
he's got a
transparency.
conflict and it's a specific conflict, or he doesn't. Yeah, he.
But for it to be included in the budget, we had to have some type of discussion. So if it was something we discussed, the conflict wasn't noted at the time.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's just a general statement. We're just trying to understand what just happened because we don't know.
Yeah,
It seems
makes
like
no
somebody's
sense.
trying to hide something.
Generally, there should be something. I heard that there was an issue with nonprofits, but
Which
I
one?
mean, it should be publicly stated to the assembly the nature of the officer's interest in the matter.
We don't know
So
the nature of interest. So he needs to state his
That's what's
nature of
required.
interest.
well, I mean, I because you're gonna have to. We've got to vote on it again the next meeting. I'm fine voting without him on this meeting, but with the attorneys, with his counsel, I think that he ought to announce what his conflict is at the next budget meeting.
Well, I think the
Well-
statute clearly states the nature of the conflict needs to be announced.
Right. I'm saying, if he wants to not vote, but by the next meeting when we have the second reading.
Mhm.
well, he will also have to fill out a memorandum.
But if he's just saying it, a nonprofit, well, you know what? That
And we had to pull that out.
yeah.
It needs to be specific. Yes.
It needs to be, yes.
So my question to you, Andrew, is that I mean, can we require him at the next meeting, the next budget hearing, that he can't walk out without a more specific?
That's what's required.
That's the requirement of the statute.
Okay, so you're saying he needs to be more specific with.
He'll have the opportunity to consult with. I don't know the nature of his conflict, other than
But if
what he just
it's not
stated.
it can't
So
be
we
every nonprofit. It's one nonprofit he's worried about. Well, if it's one nonprofit, then he ought to say this I have
And
a
the public
conflict.
have to
It's in the budget.
They have to have a right to know which nonprofit what the conflict is. It's transparency. It's integrity.
Yeah.
Integrity matters, right? We want to keep everybody to the same standards.
Yeah.
Transparency matters. We hear that for the past year.
Yes.
But when it's time to be transparent, you walk out the room.
And I do have a question of him in regards to the tentative budget, because it does include the water rates at the 15.5%. And I do want to know the scenario that he mentioned. I wanted to confirm Commissioner Smith and Commissioner Nesta's scenario. So when we do have that special meeting on the 9th, that's what the consultants can bring forward. And so I do need that information from him as a question. And that's the part, I don't want everybody to be clear what's included in this tentative budget.
What he's required to do, and I will tell you that the next step is to file the memorandum, which does become a part of the meeting minutes, and that should have.
But
details
if
in
he
there.
just says the same thing in the
If
conflict, that
if
doesn't-
someone has a conflict of interest, everyone have stated their conflict of interest. If we have a council member that is refusing to state or try to not disclose what it is, obviously, then there's a reason why.
Need a break to consult?
It's kind of
I mean, I'm okay with him not voting tonight, but we've got when we
Well,
no, because we're going down. We don't.
no,
Yeah,
no,
we-
no.
But
The millage was fine.
My point to Andrew is that at the next meeting, he needs. It's fine if he wants to sit out this meeting.
You can't force him. This is an obligation upon him that he has to fulfill. So if he doesn't fulfill the obligation, then he's held responsible for that.
So it's an ethics violation.
I don't want to say it's an ethics violation,
Well, sure it
but
is.
could it
Could
be? I mean,
rise to the level.
that's what potential is.
goes transparency.
This makes no sense.
Okay, yeah.
Continue?
Continue. I'm sorry.
Okay. So the next item is to adopt a tentative budget and the adjustments
Well,
resulting.
I'm not sure we've even voted yet.
No, we haven't on the, I hadn't even started.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. A tentative budget and any adjustments resulting from the public hearing. This is the same presentation I just went through under the millage rate. As I mentioned, you have your books. This is the details that are in OpenGov by the divisions. You can click on any of those and get those details in that 5-year trend. So we're at this point. I want everyone to know that we have the 15% for sanitation, the 15.5 in here for the water and wastewater, the 20% for stormwater is reflected in this tentative budget. We also discussed that we're gonna have a special meeting on the 9th to discuss the rates. What I would like to know in advance is the scenarios that you would like to see. And if I heard correctly from Commissioner Smith, I thought you said the 15.5 with 9, 6, and 6.
Correct.
Correct.
All right, good. I thought I had it wrong. And then he had a scenario, Commissioner Nesta, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if he said 9 across for all 4 years, but I want to be prepared so that we can resolve it on the 9th.
Because we don't have any, we've got to,
Yes, we got to
we're
proceed.
done. When we get,
We-
right, we're going to have to,
Yeah, when we
And
come
that's-
back on the 17th, we want to adopt the final budget, and I
Yep.
want to incorporate based on what, that special meeting.
So on the 9th is at I was gonna say 18:30, 6:30.
6:30 is what,
6:30.
what we agreed
And
to.
that's for the water
wastewater.
Water,
and
wastewater,
reclaim.
and reclaim water. Yes,
and I do remember it was 9, 6, and 6.
Correct.
yes.
Okay.
So,
Let's see, the budget's all was calculated on 15, so now
yeah,
we,
15.5.
that's the reason we're having to back out. And
Yes,
so that's, so
that's why we're trying to do what we do. So the tentative budget now, as I just mentioned, with use of reserves of 235, 418, 823.
So would that change adopting the budget with 0.25 decrease? Would that change that?
Yes, it will. Yeah, it's going. This is what we have right now. Without those, what I'm proposing for the tentative budget would be that 235, 418, 823 plus these adjustments that we just went through. Okay.
How would that change if you were to lower, if we were to go with and lower the
Millage
water,
water
Correct.
wastewater?
again. Depends on what we lower the rates to. That would change the utility fund 401. That is now showing proposed revenues at 43.8. If we reduce that, those revenues going to go down, and of course we would have to reduce the expenditures accordingly. It depends on what we come out of on that September 9th meeting.
So voting on the lower millage rate right now, 0.25, I mean, I'm voting on it because we now have $3 million over the surplus, but if it's gonna lower that,
No, that's a general fund.
okay.
At
so
this
that-
point, it will not lower that.
Okay, will not lower that.
Yeah, at this point. Mhm. No, that doesn't change. This
Okay,
is
that
the
doesn't change.
utility fund was supposed to be a self-sufficient fund, standalone by itself. Profit making, put it that way.
well, or
Yep.
revenue neutral.
Yeah.
You need a little profit. Yep, yep. Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
So the request at the table is the adoption of the tentative budget with the items discussed during this first budget hearing being incorporated.
Okay. Any other questions for Blanche?
No.
If not, I guess anybody from anybody from public wish to speak? As I'll say, you're getting plenty of steps.
Rod Olson, 3156 Rolling Hills Lane. I know it's getting late, but if I heard correctly, you now have a 5-year budget side by side. This is paramount to my being on a football team. And now we're in the locker room getting ready to go out in the field. We're all warmed up already. And now the coach hands us a new playbook. You've got to have this at the front end, step by step, so you can do analysis, ask questions. This is insane.
Anybody else from public? Okay. If not, look for a motion to approve the tentative budget and any adjustments resulting from the public hearing.
Correct.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner Smith, second by Commissioner Velasquez. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimous with one abstention. Commissioner Nesta. Okay. And then we need to announce the final millage rate and budget hearing, September 17th, 2025, 6 p.m.
You want him?
Right. So we're going to announce that there's a final budget hearing scheduled for Wednesday, September 17th at 6 p.m. here in City Council chambers. Anything else, Lance?
That's it. This
All right.
is, we need to announce and set the final budget hearing and final millage rate.
Okay, so we got a couple things we got to do between now and then. So we've got the
The workshop,
workshop.
on the 9th.
Yep.
And during that workshop, I was trying to get the scenarios that you wanted presented at the workshop for the water rates. Commissioner Nesta, you had suggested a scenario, so I wanted to make sure I had that correct. I know you wanted under 10%. Is that under 10 going for the next 4 years, or what was your?
Yeah, because that was the average out of those 4 years
Okay, so
for the what was provided.
like 9,999, or
9.5, 9.5, 9.75.
as long as it's under 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. With that, we're good.
No, we gotta vote on this.
Oh, I thought we just
Go ahead,
did.
just announce it.
All right. Look for a motion.
Just say announce. So do we need to actually take a vote? Because it just say announce it.
I think you just announced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it.
Good. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lord.